This is really. It's not really that far of a throwback, but I bought some Chardonnay last night and it made me think of this song.
I'm so done.
You remember the song?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No, a nigga don't really want to take his cool off.
Early in the morning,
This is
when
shit.
she all alone.
Early in the morning. It was a good song.
I'ma take my time, do it we want. Hold on, you gotta.
Which is the best part. To every other verse. Hold up. Talk to the motherfucking hand. Oh, wait, that wasn't it.
No, you were so off.
I was doing Kanye's part.
What are you singing?
I would fucking love Kanye. Hey, guys.
Welcome to
The last
episode of Horrible Decisions for the year. For the year, guys, for 2017. Hey! We got through another motherfucking year being hosts. No, I'm just playing.
No, let's go say we got through a year and not beating each other ass.
I don't even know how we're here
Well,
in real life.
2 days ago, Preach had to break it up in the lobby. Okay.
I'm so dead. It has been quite a roller coaster, I would say, for Horrible Decisions as a brand. Me and Weezy literally going over this concept over dinner.
I know.
And so it's just really strange. I'm so glad that so many of you guys have grown to become a part of the brand. I think we like to call it the Whore Cult.
I thought it was Whore Hive, Whore Gang.
The Whore Hive, Whore Gang. I don't know. You guys help us decide because you like Whore Gang?
Whore Gang.
Gang. And so it's just really excited to finally be here. For this episode, we are going to talk about our hopes for the New Year's. And that's spelled H-O-E, as y'all know, P-E-S. Hopes for the New Year. Hopes for the New Year.
We wanted to take this episode to discuss some of our favorite moments and some of our not so favorite moments. Maybe we could even talk about things off the air, like times that we thought we weren't going to do another episode.
Oh, shit.
Y'all already did like a live review. Like, y'all talked about the live show already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You late? Damn.
So I'm going to try to start with my favorites. I actually asked some of you guys your favorites at the live show. I think there was a girl named, her name Adriana from Cleveland. She said her favorite episode was XD and Jade.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I remember Mandii was like, we didn't do an outline. Like, it didn't feel like an outline. I was like, I loved that one. And I think it's because all of my favorite podcasts have no outlines. But people love us because...
It's so crazy because I'm the complete opposite. I am, for most of my friends that know me, like when I go on trips, I have Excel spreadsheets of our itinerary.
You're that bitch. I'm not.
So even when me and Weezy come on here, I know y'all done heard us. I be like, bitch, that's not what was in my outline. Bitch, I sent you the outline before the goddamn show. Why the fuck you can't? Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck can't you follow my outline?
I can't.
And so a lot of our shows,
I like to be spontaneous.
and I'm just like, so a lot of our shows, I really like for us to stick to the script. And Weezy, if y'all don't know, is just all over the motherfucking place.
This one I don't remember. I'm like literally. So I'm in our iTunes right now, and I'm looking through our podcast names. I don't know what this one was. NYC Sex Dungeons, Bruised Buttholes, and Condom Peen?
Yes. So that episode you talked about, you were just prepping for you
Italy.
Were just prepping for anal, and you put the toy up your ass, and you were bleeding from it.
Still bleeding from anal.
And then we talked about the sex clubs. That's so crazy. Like,
I don't do it right. Or maybe his dick's too wide.
Well, it needs to be lubed up, but not only that, like, I think anal, your ass is meant for things to come out of. So when you're shoving things in it, like, bitch, I had anal sex, I think, at 19. And if I have it now, I'm probably still going to bleed. And that's 8 years later,
what?
bitch. Yeah, like, I had my first experience with anal sex.
First.
My first experience.
I thought you said your last time.
No, bitch.
I was going to say, hashtag lies we tell.
My last time was probably actually in, like, May or something like that. And...
Here's an interesting episode, and it's funny because Preach was here for this one. As much as I love Agard to death, episode 3.
So can I let y'all in on something? After we did episode 3 with Agard and Trey
It was
Pizzy,
called Getting in a Man's Head.
We said, "Oh, bitch, we ain't doing no more. We're not doing no more guests." We said
that was it.
Yeah, we said, maybe guest isn't for us because this didn't really go how we thought it would.
I'm gonna tell you what I know now.
I do remember that. Yeah,
Their podcast, No Chaser, with Agard on it, is not bad. right? It's fun, it's interesting, they laugh a lot. So I was like, why the fuck is this so bad? Them two New York niggas was competing
the whole
no
time.
homo, no homo, no homo,
no homo. And then not only that, I just feel like they kind of wanted to be as nigga-ish as possible. So when we introduced any idea of a motherfucking athlete, no, ain't no bitch touching my ass. And it was just too much. It was just too much. And me and Weezy were looking at each other like, well,
I was so convinced. And then that was the first time we heard the word faggot on the show. That pissed me off.
Yeah, that was because we definitely
I want to bleep it right now.
And I think you did. You wanted to. And I was like, well, listen, like, there's people
this is cultural.
I was like, it's cultural. There are people that think this way. And although we may not agree with it, we need to be able to have a mix of people on here and talk about the different things.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah. Well, preach.
It's funny because now... You that night were like, no, I know you have a bunch of gay friends, dude. I wouldn't use the word, but I'm just saying we're not about to bleep it out. And now we've had episodes where you say we don't use that word. I've heard you say it.
Well, no, to someone who's said it on the show, like that's not a word we use.
Right.
And it's not, you and I don't use the word. I'm curious, Preach, you've been in the studio a whole lot with us. What has been one of your most favorite episodes or interviews? Preach is our engineer, our producer, our everything.
The most favorite, man. I don't know.
I know which one I saw you laugh the most, but okay.
Which one was it?
When my mom was here.
No, yeah, your mom. Both your moms was hilarious. Yeah, your mom was wild, kid.
Preach's face when she told that one leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's both you guys have a great relationship with your mothers, which is is really cool. So the fact that you guys can have the same conversation on the podcast with your moms is a bit shocking.
It's like your mom and the ambulance came. Why do they both have these detrimental stories?
And I think it's something that has rang through not only our listeners but us. I think the Lethal Lips was one of the best episodes. Like she came on. And she was as funny as us, bitch. I was like, wait, hold on.
That's what
Homer's life is my shit, not yours.
Chrissy, when we were eating with her, she said that was her favorite.
Yeah, Lethal Lips was awesome.
Lethal Lips, I think, was one of the only episodes where me and you felt like nothing. Like, we have never done it. I felt like I never sucked a dick.
Bitch, and when she came on here, was like a dingleberry.
But let me tell you what you do, okay? This what you do. You get you a little dick nigga, and I thank him every day for getting me ready. That's all you gotta do. Let him fuck you in the ass, get in the shower. You remember that? Play with your ass and your pussy.
And then not only that, she dropped gems and was like, don't fuck with no nigga who wear black socks, because that nigga dirty. That nigga dirty if he wear black
James
socks.
was a dope episode. He was one of my favorites.
So on the episode with James, we kind of got to really dig into kind of how we come across and kind of how we contradict some of the things that we do say or stand by.
James
and
got
even
so mad that I called him liberal the other day. He's like, I'm not a fucking liberal.
But even just the whorephobia, because I don't think that we really align ourselves with the slut walk or the Amber Rose movement, but more so on just being comfortable with who you are and your sexuality. And I think that's a big thing. And
the interesting thing about his episode, people wrote in a lot saying it was their favorite, and then a
lot people said that was the bullshit. They hated it.
My favorite was I remember. I told you the couple.
The bi couple.
That was on my list.
So, guys, if you guys have not listened to this,
what episode was that?
Episode 10, bitch. I know because I be telling everybody.
That episode.
If you guys have not yet listened, and I think that was actually one of the tipping points to us being like,
we can interview people.
We got to get some good interviewers in here. And if you guys have not listened to episode 10 yet, it's a couple in which both parties are bisexual, the man and the woman, and just the stories and fucking bombs that were dropped.
She was
during
with
that
a gay
episode.
man before. Oh,
it wasn't even a gay man. Her husband was cheating on her with a man. And I guess another episode.
People like Tahoe's episode a lot.
Tahoe, because Tahoe ain't shit.
Tahoe's dope.
Shout out to Tahoe. If you guys are looking for another podcast, So Shameless is now just Tahoe, and he's doing amazing interviewing. He interviewed his goddamn baby mama. He's really getting down to some real.
Oh, so it's just Tahoe now?
It's just Tahoe now.
Wow.
Shout out if you haven't yet. Also, we had Passport Cuddy on the show, and she came through and dropped some gems on her.
Oh my god, it's so funny. I thought we were groupieing out over Cuddy.
Oh my god, Cuddy, I followed you in 2009. Cuddy, I remember all of your tweets.
Now I know. My two favorites were episode 4. Episode 4 is called Tinder, Golden Shower and Tears. That's when I told my pee story. Mandii talked about how a nigga wanted to mix her pee with Ciroc. And I tears because that was when Loverboy made me cry. We named him Loverboy that episode.
That
was the one that was that the one where she played herself peeing on the guy?
Oh no, episode 8.
Yo.
That was with my friend Alicia.
That was good. And remember, it's funny because at first I didn't like her. I'm gonna just be very honest.
Yo, yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that.
She was shading her the whole time.
You guys came in the same car,
They
right?
came in the same car, and
So
she was like,
I
"Oh
was
my
like,
God."
I thought she was. I think it's when people have stories that are so crazy. Sometimes I think they're lying,
Right.
and I realize some people think we lie. So she got in the car and was like saying, "Girl, you having niggas do this and this and this." I'm like, dude, whatever.
But you have to realize, and I think it's something that we've talked about more on the show. So we get so many. It's so funny. You guys call us your BFFs now, and I think that you have to realize there are so many people uncomfortable talking about these things that people can't share their stories with their friends all the
right.
time.
So when she was doing that, it made me think she was trying to like.
No, but she just
prove
finally found a hoe that she could talk to.
I liked her after though.
I'm in a car with a hoe. Let me
So
tell my
the
hoe
girl,
stories.
by the way, was she owns her own PR agency,
And now
but
she
makes
works-
money
She's
from.
doing crazy.
Well, no,
she's
she
crazy.
now works for Atlantic.
Yeah.
I saw her at the
She's
Rock
an
Nation
A&R
party. She's dope.
she's
I
an
saw it on
A&R
the
that-
documentary. I was like, yo, I see this.
Right, she's in a documentary.
I was like, what the f-?
And now she's an A&R in Atlantic. And I think that it's
She
amazing.
manages Erica Mena.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that we just are able to have people that come in here and who can openly talk about their sex lives and know that they're out here doing the goddamn thing in their regular careers.
I do want to talk about one thing. A lot of people, sometimes I don't know how to describe the show. And initially, when we first started, I was like, we're going to get on and tell our sex stories, right? We're going to interview people sometimes, but we're going to tell our stories. Then I realized once
gonna
it got
run out
to
of them shits.
how often can I get fucked? Bitch, now we went a whole 4 months without me getting no dick from Loverboy.
Right.
So now the way I describe our show is I say, we have a show about the horrible decisions we make, and we bring on everyday people to tell their kinks and their crazy shit. Like, I met a dentist. I don't know if I told you. I'm trying to get him on. Midtown dentist, New York, huge office, has an oral fixation that did not come until he became a dentist. He said now he makes sure that he leans the chair back sometimes because he gets so hard touching people's mouths. He said even sometimes men, and he said he's straight. He has something about the saliva, something about something. You know how they
gosh.
use the tool to hold your mouth open? He's like, all of it. The
wow.
suction where you got it. I'm like, dude, please come on. He said he's scared that one person is going to notice and it's going to affect his practice.
Was it we could pitch Bender's voice? We couldn't change his voice.
You can?
Oh, we
Yeah,
gonna
you
get
change
him
his
up
voice.
on here.
Come on, with the infinite
Dentist Anonymous.
Dude, I
change
didn't
his
know you
voice.
could do this. So, but like, that's what I want. I want people. I want this show to be people that. I want like the teachers that we met.
Yeah,
that
we met a
came to the
couple
show.
at the live show, and just even talking about them in a very intimate setting. But there was
Word,
200
yeah.
people.
And that you can still enjoy this show and not be a crazy motherfucking freak.
Yeah, and
You know?
so I really like that. And so I actually, coming to here on the train, I got a message on Twitter, and I want to read it because this relates to, I believe, episode 24, the top 10 blowjob tips.
Okay, which
That
I thought were
episode-
basic.
Right, but I mean, they still, people are not pros like us at sucking dick, okay?
Okay.
We have to realize this.
Well, according to the dick sucking contest that I lost,
That you lost, you're not as much of a pro as you thought.
I was nervous.
So this lady said, "Hey, Mandii, love the podcast. I just wanted y'all to know that the dick sucking tips really improved my head game. I usually only give my hubby head on special occasions. But
Bullshit.
Dog, that's a thing.
She said, but since using the tips you all gave, I gave him head 2 nights in a row and he loved it.
Yeah.
Keep doing the dance. Let's go ahead, girl. Not two nights in a row, bitch.
Yo.
And I guess he said, and she said that he loved it. And it's something that we talked about in the previous episode, just women, maybe you guys initiating more of the sex. And so as 2 women, and I know we've talked about females feeling oppressed, especially black women, and not really owning your sexuality. I think that it's super exciting that we're literally changing people's sex lives. Sex
Right,
lives.
no, yeah,
Oh my
agree.
God, we're like the Obama of sex. Dog.
I think one thing your podcast has really done is I think you made people who felt judgy about what they do in their bedrooms or outside their bedrooms. You've made it okay. You haven't made
Right.
it.
You can embrace it.
Your kinks are-
and not
okay.
feel like.
Before Mandii walked in the studio, Preach, she was saying to me, so just to let you guys know, we've been talking about being managed finally. And so those of you who are hitting us up about ads and stuff like that, we'll finally have a place for you to go to and inquire about us and doing more live shows. And so Preach and I were sitting here before Mandii got in. And he goes, people ask me all the time how you guys got popular. And I wanted to ask you, Preach, have you heard anybody come in here and tell you why they like us, or do you... Or even how do you answer that question?
They just tell me that, yo, I really fucks with the podcast. Like, they always say, like, it's just dope. And I think that goes, because I don't know if they want to say, oh, because I'm a freak and now I don't have to necessarily feel like a freak, but they'll just keep it.
Because I wank off a lot.
Like it's so crazy. So what? People don't know how the studio works. Like, I'll run through logos to put on the monitor, so they'll see your logo. Right. And immediately it's like, yo, what's that about?
It is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's always like, yo, what's that podcast
Me and
about?
Mandii can't get on one of the platforms because of this.
It's funny, and I want to share with you guys too. Even as much as we embrace our host shit, and although this podcast has become more educational and really teaching you guys some stuff, for the live show we got denied 3 times for our Snapchat filter, which is why there was no Snapchat filter allowed. And so I responded finally and was like, well, what is wrong with the Snapchat filter? And he's like, well, for one, there's the whore needs to be removed. And I was like, well, that's kind of the title. And then he's like, yeah, the picture of the people with the bananas in their mouths, that's just kind of not appropriate for Snapchat. We're like, y'all selling pussy on Snapchat.
Have you seen Snapchat, kid? Like, do you know what they do use Snapchat for?
And
kid?
so we couldn't, we actually weren't able to have a Snapchat filter with our logo, with our brand. And then there was actually another platform that I contacted. They like to feature podcasts and different shows.
Nah, y'all niggas is hoes.
And so I contacted them about possibly featuring the King Noir episode because I knew it would be very informal. And they responded and was like, well, after looking at the cover art and seeing what your show is about, I'm sorry we can't put you guys on our front page.
Is there any talk of rebranding or changing? I don't think you should.
Well, I did ask Mandii at one point with work to remember that when I was like, I have to change this cover art.
And I said no. I said, bitch, we haven't changed this goddamn cover art.
I swear, and besides this podcast, I just don't like that people, when they work outside of their podcasts, are influencing what they're doing creatively. I hate that shit.
For sure.
Because I'm not doing it during your time. I'm doing it after hours. I'm doing it on the weekends. I'm not doing it in your building. I'm not wearing your logo or the company logo. I'm not mentioning the company that I work for.
I'm not selling this shit. That's clients too. Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, buy this software and me sucking bananas. Like,
but it's crazy because I think even when we first started the podcast, a lot of my friends, knowing that I'm entering finance and accounting, and it's a very conservative environment.
You remember that guy you were talking to? He was like, I don't know what you're doing with yourself.
Yeah, and so, I had a guy actually tell me, and he claimed to be a friend, but there's a lot of judging that he does, not only with my Instagram, but now with this podcast. Especially, I don't know if you noticed, but we took a video. I have a dildo to my face as a headphone,
oh my God.
And she has a leash on it. It has probably 24,000 views.
Right.
And they're just like, what are you doing with dildos on fucking Instagram? Like, and I'm like, yeah, one of my pictures with a pink dildo, it's a pink dildo, so it's not even resembling a real penis. It got removed. And so it's just weird because now that we are like heading literally on this goddamn podcast, it's just like
head in,
just a tip.
I told my therapist something that I never admitted or said out loud, but I was like, I've been with Loverboy since the start of this show, and I'm scared to leave that nigga because how do I...
Well, that's the next question. Has this podcast changed your guys' lives personally, as far as personal relationships?
Absolutely. But how am I going to meet someone new? And then they can go back 50 episodes and hear all the things that I did.
It's intimidating, man.
Oh, it's very intimidating.
I am very scared to meet someone new, I swear. I think that has kept me.
As someone who's single like myself, and I've shared on the podcast a couple episodes that I've dated guys, and they'll be like, well, you can't keep doing this podcast
this is the
if
thing,
we're
dude.
together.
Why do I care? How come I can let all these tens of thousands of people know every month, but I can't tell someone I'm intimate with, like someone new? Why am I afraid of that?
It's not that you're afraid. It's honestly they're gonna be afraid with how people are gonna judge him for quote unquote wifing a hoe. And I think that's...
I've never thought of you guys as hoes, though.
No,
I mean, although that's the moniker and that's what the ongoing theme, I guess.
That's what listeners... And that's when I knew at that live show, like, people really don't... When people were using the word classy, I have to say that again.
They said we was classy,
yeah,
bitch.
You delivered it in such a classy way.
And we're up there with bananas stuck down our throats.
No, I think I agree with them because there's a certain... You're not ratchet with it. You see what I'm saying?
Think that's
I don't agree.
Weezy kind of ratchet.
I don't think it's there's like
Weezy ratchet.
You know what I mean when I say ratchet? Like it could just be like, I'm gonna try this and stick this up this thing.
I think that it could be tastefully done. I think that also the confidence is something that maybe is like not taken as ratchet or blah blah blah. It's when you own it which makes it, for some reason, other people see it in this different way. It's
Right.
like, even me and you can laugh and talk shit about hoes, but behind the scenes, or this bitch be doing this, this, and that. But there's something about owning it, much like Lisa Spliffson, that makes you suddenly respect somebody for
Absolutely.
it. It's like and just like you get mad at me when I be like, these hoes on Instagram be blah, 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 and you're like, so what? Because there's no
but I do
owning
that,
it.
but it's not even owning it. But I feel like we've done such a good job with literally not judging that when you sit here and talk about the Instagram models, mind you, Instagram models, of which a lot of my friends are, I do kind of take it personal, because it's just like, we do what we do, and bitch, I know our first 5 episodes, you came on and talked about sex with 5 different people, and I'm
Right.
like, the way you judge sometimes the Instagram models, I'm like, bitch, you done had sex more than they have.
I judge, maybe let me try to articulate it better. I judge the Instagram models because sex workers is what sex being like acceptable is what we're trying to do with this podcast.
Right.
And a lot of these Instagram models are in sex work and pretend to be doing something else. And it sheds this light like it's an embarrassing thing to do, which I don't appreciate.
But see, what you just said is how they pretend to do something else. Actually, every sex worker that we've had come on, aside from Candy Deep Throat, I believe, all of them have jobs outside of sex work. And so, just because they openly express their sex work doesn't mean that if I'm a quote unquote stylist, I can't be a stylist and sell pussy on the side. Which is why I think that we sit here and talk about how we're in corporate America, and bitch, we do hoe shit. We've talked about me sitting here being in finance and fucking with ball players or getting money from married men. And so when you sit here and put the Instagram models in a bubble, to me, it's a bubble that doesn't exist, because it's a bubble that a lot of us are in. It's a bubble to where if you sat here and ever accepted money from a man, you don't have 1 million followers, and you're not sitting here publicizing that you've gotten that money from another man, which I think is what Instagram models do.
I think it's more so of like women assuming that this is like the life, that they're sitting out there getting it and flying in jets because they're stylists, and it's like
but none of us, and I do it even on my Instagram, none of us share our entire lives with people. And I have people sit here and ask me, like, I had a nigga shade me and was like, when I told him I was in school getting my BS in accounting, he was like, oh, online? And to me, that was just shade, because it's just like...
Well, let me ask you guys this, though. Do you think, especially with the climate now, with the hashtag Me Too and all the women that have come out...
I can't believe we haven't even touched
on diminished,
that.
Do you think that's diminished or will affect the perception of what the show is? Because essentially, like, because something happened to you... I don't know if you,
right, on the train, yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, people might look at it and say, well, you guys deserve this because look what you guys talk about. Look at your logo, which is unfair.
I don't know if it'll diminish the show. Wait, now I'm a little confused. We haven't discussed anything relative.
We have not. And it's surprising because people have asked us, like, when we're going to have the conversation as far as rape or sexual assault.
Right.
And I mean, it's crazy because I think, honestly, me and Weezy, look, Weezy's over there scratching. She got hives coming talk about this goddamn topic.
Right.
It's such a sensitive topic, and
I don't like
we
hearing
will
other
talk
podcasts
to it.
talk about it when they can't. Like, I think that nobody can do that shit justice. I've listened to like 7 Brilliant Idiots episodes where they keep talking about
Brilliant
it.
Idiots keep talking about it, and I hate it.
Not that I don't love them, but and I'm still gonna listen every week. But it's 2 men that keep talking about something that they can't talk about.
And then they had a female on it, and she was just victim blaming the whole episode. I hate it. It was probably my worst, my least favorite.
You know what?
Brilliant
These
Idiots
girls
episodes.
are sitting here complaining about this and that. Like,
and
no, bro.
she said that she was sexually assaulted. I think it's an episode that me and Weezy do want to have. I'm not gonna lie. I think we also want to have someone on the show who has been raped, or someone who is a part of not the slut walk, but someone who's really an advocate of sexual assault.
Right.
And so it's a topic that me and Weezy have been trying to steer away from.
I think the problem is it's like I, as a person, I can see I can see the line. Like, there's nothing wrong with being sexual and conveying your sexuality. That still doesn't mean it invites you to violate me or you in that way.
Right.
So just
and
because...
I'm scared to do that because you're right. We could diminish something. Think about when we had Ella with the episode with herpes. There was a few people that said, oh, you act like herpes is okay. The HIV episode, we talk about how you can live on through it.
Right.
I don't want to make it sound like rape is okay, and I don't think I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's a conversation that we haven't yet touched on how we're going to execute it.
You know what
to
I would
guys,
really like to do
we want
opposed to a woman? I think we've all heard these stories from women.
Bring a man on who done sexually assaulted somebody.
Yep.
Who was sexually assaulting somebody? Oh, I don't know.
Or been charged with it?
That's going to be tough.
But that's what I'm saying. But nigga, we done had someone openly come on and say, yep, I have herpes, yep, I have HIV. And so.
Nah, but to admit you've done something wrong in front of two women, bro.
Especially in this climate, I'm not.
It's okay. I'm gonna go on. If you guys remember from the past episode, I'm gonna go on inmate.com
if you've ever,
and try to find somebody.
No, you not.
Why
bitch.
I can't go on inmate.com and find somebody who's in there for sexual assault?
We could have them write us a letter and talk about what made them do it. But
I got sexually harassed at work.
Okay, by a woman. Yeah. By a woman. How? Yeah. They grabbed your butt?
What were you doing? What kind of job?
I was working at it was an office job.
Okay.
How does a man get sexually assaulted? Real quick.
I didn't get sexually.
This is not going to turn into a sexual assault episode either. Preach.
No. I got sexually harassed, but it wasn't nothing like. I'll say right now, if she was bad, I would have went through with it.
See, that's bullshit.
I'm being honest.
Was she older?
Yes, much older. I was 19 at the time, and she was like 45.
What did she do? Did she touch you?
Yeah, but she was very like
that could feel
numerous times. And made threats.
Ooh. Wait, she made threats to you?
Yeah.
That probably turned her on.
Was she black?
Yeah.
I just picture a white woman doing it. Like this fucking white devil bitch.
Nah.
Wait, but threaten you to do what? Threaten?
No, it was empty threats. Like I was talking to a friend. I had just became friends with another girl at the office, and then she was engaged, so she was gonna tell her fiance that me and her were hooking up.
If you didn't do what?
Shit.
If I didn't I don't know. Like she wanted me to It started off weird. She said her favorite time at night is 3 a.m. And I'm 19. Like what? What are you talking about? Like, I'll tell you the whole story offline.
Booty call hours.
It was crazy.
Booty call hours. So
wait, one more. What was your besides episode 3 we talked about? What episode did you not like?
What episode did I not like? There was one specific episode, and I actually did a whole blurb in the beginning of the episode. So we had on
Sebastian.
We had on Sebastian, who is a gay male escort.
You were here for that.
And he walked out in the middle of recording. We got left in this. It was right after Lethal Lips that we recorded.
And the guy was like,
me? Oh, yeah.
And so my roommate, Lethal Lips, and the engineer all walked out because we're literally recording.
Yeah, it's $10,000 to shit on to shit on you.
Yeah, like so. So I want to let you guys know that we try our very best in vetting who we have come onto this show, because I think it's very important that we come on here and bring people who not only bring truth and their experiences and reality, but that you guys learn from it. And during this interview, and I said it on Patreon again, and I love that I can talk with you guys now on there. I literally said that in the interview, he just contradicted himself so much that I didn't believe anything out of his mouth. Not only that, the numbers as far as money that he was talking about and this lifestyle that he was. We know the nigga in real life, and it just wasn't that. Okay.
No, but that was one of the first episodes where I remember I never closed the episode early. I said, "All right, thanks for coming on." Mandy said, "Wait, we got home mail, we got stuff to do." I was like, "Oh, okay." Because you can feel energy when it's just getting dull.
Other than that, honestly, I've left the studio saying, "Oh my god, that," and some
was bad.
We'll either say, "We don't know how we feel," and sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Actually, the episode that we did release, I did not like the episode with BK Chat. With my pussy is golden. I give my nigga pussy for dinner.
That was the same night as your mom.
Yeah, it was very just against everything that we think of, and I think
people
as far
thought
as
we were attacking them.
Yeah. Oh, we got definitely feedback that
you did when you talked about.
I don't give a fuck. Bitch, psychology is not a degree.
You were so mean. She was like, no, but I'm going to go in for. But even then, you still can't do shit. You don't
even masters. You need to go for a PhD.
Which is a good part of the podcast. You're not scared to hold me punches, man.
There's one clip in that podcast that I sent Mandii a minute mark where we said, and so what do you? She goes, I'm pushing him for his PhD. He's getting it. We said, okay, and what?
Exercise.
And we said, oh, okay.
I'm sorry if you guys are listening. Okay, let's not make fun. So it's so funny because for the kink of the week for this episode, I wanted to actually maybe talk about previous kinks. And talk about maybe if there's been any that we've tried since talking about it, anything that maybe we've considered doing. So what has been some of your favorite kinks that we've talked about? Clearly, piss has been an ongoing discussion throughout the show. I have not pissed on anyone since we've been talking about peeing on somebody.
I'm definitely going to do my first golden shower with Loverboy suit. I said to him, I was like, do you want me to pee on you or you want to pee on me? He said, fat, pee on me. I was like, but I think it's only, I don't think it's like a sit there with your mouth open thing. He's really into squirting. I can't do it. And I think he's just
he just wants you to piss.
I think he just wants it more crazy wet. So
want that
once we
wet,
get to
wet.
another hotel,
Slippery. Excuse me.
So
Me.
I've been trying to convince him to go to Mexico for MLK weekend because I'm trying to be nigga, bitch, holding some tacos, doing a boomerang like, ow, ow,
I hate
ow.
you so much.
Another one I really want to do is when we had aquaphilia, I want to be not drowned, but like
You've said you
pushed
wanted to
in
be
the water.
drowned.
I'm trying to think of another one.
I do. I mean, I want, I guess, aquaphilia in a different way. I've
so
always
in-
wanted to have sex, like, on a beach in the water and
Ugh,
shit.
I have it burned.
I know, because there's sand, right? I've always, I don't know how that works,
heard
but
that.
Yeah.
I want to have sex on the beach.
I don't think it
so.
does for men. No, actually, the dude I was dating at the time was like, "Oh my god, I peed and I could see the sand coming out." Yes.
man.
What? There was sand that went
Not
into
sand,
his
but like in
pee
the skin, he
hole?
was uncircumcised, and so like he was in the bathroom a long time
Y'all
cleaning
know,
himself.
back to the, if y'all know, I do not do the turtleneck dick.
One thing I want to do, and I'm really scared to say this, I hope it doesn't bring the mood down. But
What? You want to shut on somebody?
I have a rape fantasy.
You and I both. I actually talked about this with King Noir. I kind of just want a nigga to choke the fuck out of me. and
But I
act
don't
like-
think. Okay, I think
I
we're
don't
using the
know.
wrong word.
Yeah,
Maybe.
please describe this.
Okay.
Because so people don't take this like, yo, I'm gonna rape these
I'm not
bitches.
gonna lie.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. He's right. He's right. He's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
please
you guys-
specify.
oh,
I
yeah.
guys,
have
See,
more
it's-
of a like. Okay, I think it's just the aggressiveness. Like I want him to. I told him I was like,
Is
I
it
want
a
to.
role playing
It is a
situation?
role-playing,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
It's
Please
role-playing.
specify.
I want to give him the key to my apartment, and I want to have just 7 days in the week. I'm like, don't tell me when you're coming over. I want you to come in. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I want you to fuck the shit out of me. Don't talk to me. Make me feel scared. Like I just want it to be this like taken over thing. But like,
Okay.
Yeah,
I
okay,
know
that
who he
makes
is.
sense. For me, it's a fantasy that I've had, and it's crazy because I even said this. I can't find shit on Pornhub on it. Like I type in rape and it doesn't show up.
No.
And I think because
Yeah, or
it's very
incest.
sensitive. Yeah,
and it shouldn't.
yeah, but there's something, I think that is because I am so dominant in the bedroom with a lot of the guys that I deal with. Damn, that sounded bad. But I'm I'm very dominant that there is a part of me that just wants to be completely overcome by a person that I'm dealing with. Not anyone new, not anyone that I don't know, but someone who I'm genuinely comfortable with.
There's a lot of stuff on
wanna be able
Craigslist where women are looking
I wanna
for
just
that.
be like, no, I don't want it. And he'd be like, yes, you do, bitch. And
Is that the Cookie Monster? That's you do, bitch.
I want to take that clip so bad and make it my text message when Preach goes.
okay, fuck both of you, okay?
People have to be like, who is the guest?
Like, what?
Wait,
Fuck both of you. I
there's
don't
a
know.
scene there. Interesting enough on Sex and the City, where Samantha was dating Smith Jared, who was the blonde model dude, and he came in and it was a burglary scene. A lot of women did not like this in Sex and the City. Do you remember this?
No, I don't actually.
So he came in the house with all black on and a hoodie and like a thing over his face. And she was like, oh my God, my husband's not home, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I'm going to do this. And she was like, no, please, no. And he fucked her. And a lot of people said, this is disgusting. And I was like, but to me, it's a very safe way to play out role play.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
funny enough, Lisa Spliffson, the girl that we had a few weeks ago, I don't know when you guys heard it, the FinDom said, there's two fantasies that aren't okay, and it's rape and incest play.
She did say
so
that.
me and you were both sitting there like, oh yeah, true. And then right
we're
after,
like, bitch, but I want to be raped. But I kind of want to do the rape fantasy thing.
right after that, I looked at you because I was like, I feel like I'm lying. The only thing I think is gross with incest play is like calling someone like mommy and daddy.
But what's crazy is
Well, wait.
me and King,
Daddy,
I call all my niggas daddy.
I don't
Damn,
mean like
I'm sorry,
my-
y'all. For the ones that listen,
does that count as incest?
No.
what calling him daddy?
Daddy is like a nah.
No, I don't think so.
And I'm very talkative.
But is
so
that
like-
It's
incest
very
play?
flattering. Very
Well,
flattering.
but you know what's crazy? That's actually, and me and King Noir talked about it on our episode. It's a taboo side of porn that I actually Google, and it's actually really widely
Bro,
watched on YouTube.
stepmom.
Stepmom, stepdad,
I
brother,
watch shows with like the
watch it.
MILFs, like with the young teens.
And and it's just like it's very common. Or like the mom walks in on the teen and the boyfriend, and the mom joins
I want to say
them.
something though about those teens.
That's dope.
That I've seen those are cool.
Yeah.
The only ones I can't watch are when they say like mother and daughter suck dick together. I'm like,
Because then
Yeah,
I
but
think,
how do you verify that's really? That's what I'm
know,
saying.
no,
like-
not.
It's
But,
not
like,
them, but
it's always step on
I
Pornhub.
love watching porns that have a plot or
Right.
a dialogue. Like I
Really?
love, like there's the
Dog.
ones in Gangbang that I
That's some
love.
WPS. I'm sorry.
No, I do, bitch. I don't like to
I like
just
plot
see you
porn.
get right to the sex. I love plot porn. So like my favorite type of plot porn, I'll tell y'all real quick.
Don't
so,
tell me pizzeria. I mean,
No,
the pizza.
no.
Wait,
So-
that's a delivery man is a thing.
No. So there's
I'm trying
two.
to find
There's
something.
two type of porns that I watch, and I told you guys I like gay porn and gangbang. So in the gay porn ones, I like watching really masculine men turn each other out. Like they just chilling, playing video games.
Really?
And then maybe they're just smoking weed, getting drunk, and then they just kind of fall into each other's assholes.
I fell in his ass.
I fell in.
It all
And-
started with Henny. That was a wrap.
Thug nigga porn.
And then the
What?
other one that I really like watching, so a lot of gangbangs, and Lisa Ann, these are most of her plots. She has movers come to her house. And it's like
hilarious.
5 thug ass niggas like, we here to move your furniture. And then she just happens to come down in a very short dress, like, my furniture is upstairs. And then next thing you know, she's like double penetration, dick in her mouth, ass and pussy. And those are like, I like plot porn.
It's funny you say this because when I was moving from Midtown to the Lower East Side, a bunch of niggas knocked on my door, and I said, "Is this Dumbo Movers? What the nigga? I did not order the Bronx.
You didn't order the Bronx? Is that what
I
you
didn't order the Bronx Movers. What the is this? I thought it was a
tripping.
downtown Brooklyn area, and these was some niggas. Matter of fact, my doorman called me, and I ran because, Miss, I think it's Movers. Hold on, I'm trying to look up.
Oh,
what
yeah,
that-
no. Because Weezy's last building she lived in, if anyone black came in, oh, you're here for... Oh, yep, just go up to the
that's messed
42nd
up.
floor. Yeah, they all knew it
when
was...
T came over, you know who that is.
Yeah.
So a guy I dated who played ball. What is he? 6'10", black as shit.
They knew right up
He
there.
came and knocked on the door. I'm not even fucking
was
him.
like,
He
my
was like,
doorman just
they
let
knew
you-
exactly where I needed to go. But you know who lived in my building? Free from 106 and Park.
Oh, yeah?
And she apparently she was fucking like, I guess not niggas. Like whenever people were at her place, like. Anytime I saw her come down, they were just like very like together, looking like.
Well, no, and she's actually very, very, very like cool. I played a game of spades with her. I'm really cool with DJ Webstar, so I went to the studio one day and she was there. Of course, she's super into football, so we had football on the TV.
Oh, she is? I didn't
and
know that.
she is absolutely like precious,
she's
just
dope.
super dope.
I'm looking up the
Shout out
dad
to Free
thing.
from 106
I was
Park.
gonna say the oldest person I ever slept with, at least in he was 47. I was 24.
Damn, that's old. You know I don't be fucking old niggas.
Bitch, think Idris Elba.
Yo.
Over 33 old to me.
But
No, I'm just
he did not like daddy at all.
really?
And then I fucked someone else in their 40s. Not
Because he's had his midlife crisis.
Maybe. Ooh.
That's why you shouldn't
I just
shouldn't
pulled
have
up
said
this
that.
article that said real dads weigh in on what it's like to be called daddy in bed. Because why is it?
I like it more if it's from. I like Poppy if it's from like a
Oh,
Hispanic
fuck
chick.
Poppy.
Hell yeah, that's
We're
what's
not
up, bro.
Spanish.
Because we're not Spanish.
We're not Spanish. And I
It's
hate
not the same
because
word
I
for
hate
us.
when a nigga call me mommy. Nigga, you don't use mommy.
Yeah, that's what, but if
I
it was,
hate
but
it.
if the guy's Dominican, is okay.
Wow.
don't be fucking
Listen to
Spanish.
this. Women are more.
I fuck real niggas.
Because okay, so this one says it's more of a freak out for women when daddies call themselves daddies. Like, oh, who's daddy's good girl? It says it freaks women
that-
out.
Oh no. I love when my niggas be tell me who daddy is. You.
Wait, I mean, there's a big difference between my kid calling me daddy and sexually.
The Cookie Monster.
Dog, I am not fucking done with this cookie box. We have never changed the icon for our picture for an episode, but it might have to be this one.
for this.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Y'all.
I like amateur porn though. That's just the best. Man.
No, now I do too.
Their angles don't be lit.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, sometimes they suck. Yo, sometimes be heat like, yo, son, stay still, B.
You like amateur porn, right?
But, bro, it depends. The megapixels got to be up on
Yeah,
the
son, like if you're using a flip,
If you're
it's not the
losing
same.
if you're using an Android, we don't want to see your
I'm really
amateur
looking
porn.
this shit up.
Get
This-
the 8 or get the X, bro. Like, come on, man.
You know what? I'm kind of insulted. It's saying that a lot of women fantasize about doing something dirty with their biological or adopted parental
Never.
figure, and they're dreaming of doing things with their parents. It's an inner thing that we have, and that's why we use the word daddy during sex, because it feels forbidden.
Isn't that like a
what's
Freudian thing?
You know what's crazy? I think
Yes.
that whoever wrote this article, and I feel like this has to do with maybe the females who have quote unquote daddy issues, they like to relate this a lot. And to me, I ain't
I
gonna
feel
lie,
like it's not
my
relative.
daddy not even my height requirement. So I damn sure don't be looking at my daddy like that. What?
This is when
My
it's
daddy's
gone
short
too
as
far.
fuck.
Yo, you just said, yo,
God,
daddy ain't
daddy's
your
not
type. That's crazy. You said, yo, my dad's not even my type, son. Yo, that's crazy.
What?
I get it.
Yo.
Oh, it says even if you find it creepy to be called daddy, it's strange because a lot of men personally like to refer to themselves as daddy in non-sexual settings because it has nothing to do with their actual parents, but in the dominant role, feeling like a man. I guess.
Child, I guess. Well, I guess.
Oh, gentler way for daddy is sir. If you don't want to get too
I ain't
gross.
never called no
What?
nigga sir.
Nah.
Sir feels like that white
Sir
people shit.
sound like
I
That's
know.
that.
isn't
That
that like an
feels like-
office boss type of dream?
Sir?
I've said sir only with the dudes that are like, I swear to God.
But it's because you deal with white boys.
No. The dudes that I've been with that are all the way through DOMs. I actually, King Noir might have a porn where they say that's a DOM
Sir,
term.
okay.
You guys
Yes,
ever had
sir.
a boss that you fancied?
A what?
Oh, yeah.
A boss.
He fancied. Where the fuck are we at?
I know.
Fancy.
What do you want to fuck?
So I ain't gonna lie. But it was way back in the day when I worked at Champs.
Okay.
He used to wear the little swishy pants. I kind of wondered what his dick was like. So I used to like look for a dick print at 16 at Champs. But don't judge me. Anyways, fuck all y'all.
How many niggas did you fuck that you met at Champs?
None. I didn't
I
really
feel like they're all
meet-
coming through there.
Yeah, they were.
I seen
honey.
a fine ass girl working at Foot Locker when I went for Black Friday, and I was like, I know
You know where I met most of
'Cause
the
niggas
guys.
be fucking you for
Well,
the
I
dick.
used to work at Demo, and that's kind of like
You
the
worked at Demo?
Yes, like bitch, that's why I was Coogee out, baby fat out, apple
all
bottoms,
my
all
drug
that.
dealers used to take me there.
I know, but okay. So what we wanted to do for this episode, guys, since it is the last of 2017, we wanted to talk about our whole year's resolution.
I hope.
Our hopes for the New Year's. So we're gonna play this off kind of like we did at the live show. So each of us have 3 New Year's resolutions, and we kind of just are gonna let you guys know what they are for the
I'm
new
starting
year.
my shit out strong.
So
dog.
go ahead. What's strong?
DP.
You want to try DP in 2018?
So doesn't have to be with people.
Okay.
It could be with one person and a toy. But
Okay.
I'm really just tired of like being so into anal porn and not being able to have anal sex. And
Okay.
I think that the girth of the dick is too wide. So I really want to like,
So you need a little dick nigga and then your nigga.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, I know he's not going to do it. So
So you just want the toy.
this is what I'm trying to do. When he goes back to Europe this summer, I'm going to be like, yo, no one knows us, bro. We don't have to do it in your country. Let's just go back to Italy, but not like Venice where it's too romantic, like pop in Italy, Milan or some shit. Find a nigga that we can confirm has a little dick. I'll check. And then just let this happen. I won't kiss him. I'll let nothing happen. I'm going to be like, look, do you want to do some DP? Ooh. Matter of fact, got one of my homeboys that was telling me about how he was sleeping with this girl. And that they were super high, super drunk. And she was like, dude, I want DP so bad right now. I want it right now. Call somebody. He said he was FaceTiming his friends. Like, dude, look who I got. It's real. And told me, like, I was really trying to get this fucking DP going. Like, she was so into the idea of it happening. And he said a lot more women he's meeting, he's in his 40s, are like fucking down for this shit.
Right.
I want to try it, but just with someone I'm
That's
into.
very interesting. So mine, I'm actually starting off a little bit more vanilla than you. Mine is actually
Please don't talk about school.
for no, not school,
I'm gonna
bitch.
feel really bad.
I know. No, that's gonna be. So one of the things that I actually wanted to do for the
wait,
New
can you-
Year's was buy more lingerie and undergarments.
Yeah, charge.
Oh,
So I don't have really any panties.
But Pearl just had
I'm
a
barely
sample
getting-
sale, too.
That's what I'm saying. So for the 2018, I want to be more sexy, if that makes sense. I am going to be undergoing a body change, shape, and all that stuff. And so for 2018, just my confidence as far as lingerie. I used to have a ton of lingerie when I was modeling.
I feel
and
better,
it's something that I don't
more
have.
confident in lingerie than I do naked.
Yeah. So even
And I'm smaller than you, and like I'm even scared of sometimes, like, oh my god, this angle, this and that. And I think I don't think it has anything to do with someone's size. Like, we always feel that way.
No, of course.
Last night, like, I had on this like little lace pajama thing, and he started eating my pussy, and I was like, no, leave it on.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. So I just bought a silk robe, and then
Bitch, we all know.
oh yeah, because I be taking pictures in that hole now.
I have one too.
Instagram Live, what's up? I'm in my silk robe.
But when
no.
you spend money on your things, actually, when I was dealing with my ex-girl, like, she is known for remember how
you
you
used to send me pictures, and I was like, damn, another garter belt?
She does not play around.
No,
with her
and so
lingerie.
that's something that for 2018 I want to do more of an investment in as far as my undergarments.
Good one. My next one is to actually have sex at a sex party.
Oh, because, yeah, we haven't gotten into that, and we're saving the sex club story for 2018. It's coming soon, guys.
Maybe that could be a bonus.
No, it was so good. As far as, well, both of us.
And you brought one of them up at the live show, right?
At
And
the
that
live
was
show,
like
yeah.
200 people that got to hear that.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be exciting when we can share our sex club
And even,
stories.
like,
so you want to go to one and actually have sex.
Right. Because
Okay.
I talked about it a little bit on BK Chat because it was the next day, right?
Right.
I don't know. But anyway.
You brought it up actually on the Rotimi episode.
It wasn't that I wasn't scared of my own body or anything like that. I actually felt, this is going to be conceited, but I was like, I'm one of the hotter people in here. But no, even the dude I brought, I went with a guy that I was just cool with. He had a girlfriend. She was out of town. He knew Loverboy was in Europe, and he was like, listen, we know we're not going to sleep together.
Well, you can't give them the story now. We're going to save this.
No, just small.
okay,
But he's like, we know we're not going to sleep together, but let's just go. And when we were there, people had their eyes on us, for sure.
Right.
We were newer, and we were but I remember thinking in moments like, how would I even start this off? Would I be thinking about other people the whole time? How do you get out of your own head to enjoy this? And the only
Bitch,
people
drink a bottle of Don Julio like me and my friend did.
Okay, well maybe next time.
I mean,
right.
that's literally, honestly, and me and her talked about it, and I'm going to bring her on the show just because she's
that's right,
different
we
than
can
us.
go ahead.
But we got kind of mad that, bitch, there were times that we blacked out. We don't know how the fuck we ended up, where we ended up, who we ended up with.
Word?
I ended up dealing with 3 couples that night. I mean, I didn't get penetrated by dick, but I had like 3 different people eat me out. And so even, being involved in that, I think that
And you was shading me for the 324 hours.
it was the couple. If a nigga sucking my titties and his bitch is eating my pussy out, I don't count that. You probably. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't like this
Only
little
one of
shady
the-
ass laugh you're doing over
No,
there.
I like it. I love it, man.
It wasn't as big of a laugh of how many times you fuck your wife a month. That
Oh, I'm still laughing at it.
Okay, so that would be awesome. I think that you
Actually
actually
have
having
sex
sex
with a
in a sex club would be nice.
Loverboy told me 100% he is not down.
Oh, and for the sex club.
Intimidating, or he just was.
He was like, he said maybe I'll go, but I think he doesn't want to fuck in front of people. And I think,
Okay.
I think we're at this point now, which I wish it wasn't there, but we used to talk about these things a lot before we had deeper feelings for each other.
Right.
And he told me when I went to his country in Europe, he was like, nah, I know I said we can do this in Amsterdam. No, we're not. No, I can't. Not anymore. Like, what the fuck?
It changes.
Yeah, he likes you a lot.
Still.
Yeah, but still.
For 2018, and I wanted to put this as a resolution, especially because I know I'm going to be entering a new career in my life once I'm done with school, so I feel like it may be more possible. I also want to reiterate that this has probably been a resolution every year for the past couple years, but I want to work on cutting off some of the dicks that I've been fucking for the past 10 years. So
Not literally. You
Not
just mean
li-
like,
not- I don't want to cut their dicks. Wait, I don't want to cut their dicks
You
off.
took your hand and did a karate chop. Cutting off.
No, I don't want to cut off their dicks, but there are certain guys who have been brought lingering in my life. Honestly, since high school. There's no reason at 27 I should still be fucking niggas from high school.
Who?
Girl,
Don't say it, like, mouth it to me.
Girl, I'll bleep it. Still in my motherfucking phone.
What?
Girl, he's still in my phone. From Atlanta, he's gonna be here Monday. He's
That
staying in my
nigga from-
my Blasian. Yes, him. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
That was the last time you told me you took Plan B.
yeah, with him.
Well, who was the first one you said?
Oh, the nigga who pisses on me, who I like to piss on. Him. He's still on my phone trying to get me to come to Atlanta.
Well, no, let me ask you, why do you want to cut them off? If there's
Honestly, because it's to the point now, and once I get my career, and once school is done, I know that
why does it have to do with a new career?
because I know that I'm going to be at a place where I am going to look for more, and these are individuals that I haven't been able to cut off. And once I do get into a relationship or commit to somebody, I don't want these demons in my closet to still hit my phone, because a lot of them I don't know how to say no to. I really enjoy our sexual connection. And so it's something that I don't want any of them in my phone. I don't want out of sight, out of mind when I get to the point where I'm
have you had sex with, do you have sex with these people like at least once a year, each of them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like the one who comes in town tomorrow, we fucked already twice this year. Even 24/7, and that's 4 years going. Like, there's certain guys that I like where I'm at, and I know that next year, like I said, is going to be a change as far as my schedule, my career, my body. there's certain things that I do want to leave in the past. Bitch, even motherfucking, like, him. I don't want him in my phone anymore. So that's definitely a resolution that I'm trying.
It's funny you said that because it kind of goes with mine.
Okay.
I want to get some hoes.
You want to get some hoes.
I really do.
For the new year.
So when I went back to Orlando, I was like, there's so many people I could hit up. I have
Right.
nothing like that here. Women or men, really. And I think that I should be at least fucking with some more people. Like, just, I don't know. There's no...
There were a lot at the live show that were willing to...
Oh, they was.
Yeah,
their
it was-
tongues were ready.
They were ready,
Weezy,
kid.
I just want to know if you
That
could sit
really
on my
surprised me.
face after the live show.
Word.
There was a girl that said, and I know everybody else was that. One of my friends were laughing after when she goes, "Are you into thick chicks?" And I'm sitting here like, "Yeah." I'm like,
And
they just don't like
lying
me.
straight to her
Yeah.
face.
You had no
She was
idea,
lying.
yeah.
Weezy
Hold
don't like
on.
no goddamn thick bitches.
Okay, this is the thing. I just feel like they're totally out of my league because they won't fuck with me. Like, thick chicks be like, I don't like how thick chicks tease me about it. Niggas that fuck with thick chicks tease me about it, like, oh, you know, you got a little booty, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That I don't like. Even Loverboy was just telling me, like, one of his brothers, like, super thick chicks he was telling me about.
Right.
And I'm like, and what about you? You don't like them? He's like, no, I like petite girls. And no wonder he thinks my ass is big.
Right. Okay, well that makes sense.
So,
well,
like, fucking with someone that
I wish
has
I could
the
help
things
you,
that I don't
but
have.
because you fuck with white boys, I don't have them in my phone nowhere to help you out with this.
Hoes.
I don't have white hoes in my phone.
I don't. Okay, let me finish. My next thing is, like, I was talking to Jade from XD and Jade, and we were just randomly talking about shit. And I was telling her about like how my therapist was saying I need to hang around more niggas because I'm like,
Because you don't.
I'm feeling
You're
excluded
out of,
from.
You are out of the culture.
Yeah. First of all, bitch, just because I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, I'm not out of the
It's
culture.
not just not loving hip hop. It's funny because preach real quick. We talked about it the other night, of course, not only with what she's been going on with her therapist, but when we're going out, people are starting to notice us around New York. So Weezy is like, we really need to start hanging out more together because we don't. Outside of the show, me and Weezy don't hang out. And she's like, so yeah, whatever black events coming up, if you could bring me along. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm fucking.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, you can't frame it like that, man. Like,
I mean, it probably wasn't exactly like that, but she definitely wants to go out more
to the urban crowd.
because when I go out,
but no, I
do you
hate
know how many people
I
think
feel
my roommate is Weezy when we go
but
out?
even I don't want to go down to the urban crowd. Like,
because y'all go like when you're in you have a podcast studio with a bunch
thing
of
called Remy producers that I go and it's like people go and do beats and my friend shout out Edgar, he has a lot of cool dope events, but it's sophisticated black people of New York.
I'm not saying I'm trying to like go to an event where like you can possibly get shot. I'm just saying I want to be around people. Like, dude, that Brooklyn Museum shit I went to, I was like, oh my god. But the therapist was saying like, even though like you like partying at the Soho meatpacking shit, he's like, because you identify as a black girl, he's like, you feel excluded. And
she be got fuck Trump, and they're like, yo, you gotta chill, get the fuck out of Soho House is not for you.
I
bitch.
told someone at Soho House that it's funny because Trevor Noah walked in and everybody looked really nervous at me. So at Soho House, you know what it is, members only club. You're not allowed to talk to people. You're not allowed to go up to celebrities. I was wasted sitting on one of them cabana beds, and I was like, can I just tell you,
showing out.
I love what you do for our culture, and I just feel like people don't get it. And blah blah. And me and him connected on this for a minute, and people looked at me like, how is she talking to him like this? And I was like, holy shit, because everywhere I go out, nobody's like me.
Yeah.
People get uncomfortable with the things I say. The white girls, first of all, feminism is a totally different thing for white girls. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, Planned Parenthood, but we ain't talking about black chicks though.
But it's just really funny. I think it's something that we'll both work on for 2018 is bringing you back to the black side. But no, it's crazy because so much that she advocates for our rights and all of that stuff, and it's so crazy because someone hit me on my Twitter and I was like, and felt uncomfortable. I was like, listen, I just want to tell you, I've kind of felt uncomfortable with your co-host saying nigga. I said, but she black. He didn't even know you were black. I guess because of how you sound. I don't know which episode it was, but maybe it wasn't a power for the people.
I like, bitch, we the same.
Right, but it was something that he didn't know, and I guess you talking strongly about the white man, and you know what I mean?
Right.
And so it was an episode.
It's funny because I thought people would assume because I say white boys, it's the opposite.
What, that you deal with?
Because I'd be kind of joking about it. But I think that a lot of people know because on my Twitter I have Black Israelite, blah, 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 or whatever.
Right,
so they know.
right.
I mean, not my Twitter, my Instagram. But anyway,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think that would be...
And yeah, my voice, everybody tells me pretty white girl.
So we going to work on getting you some hoes.
Funny enough, because my white, not my peoples, but like these New York crowd I be hanging with, I've seen their face, but I don't change what I'm saying. If I want to say these niggas acting up, and I might be talking about a group of people, I do. So, bitch, either you gonna take it or not.
Right.
I don't want to change the way I talk, and I think that inclusiveness that my therapist is talking about is because you hanging around a bunch of people that are not thinking the same as you.
Absolutely.
The only thing you guys have in common is partying.
But now both you guys are from Orlando, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How it obviously.
Oh,
It's
Like
like
your
as
shit
fuck.
down home.
It ain't Disneyland.
So that's what I
It's
said.
always, listen, Chopper City 407,
Oh, my
West Side.
God.
Okay. Well, not only that, you have to realize too, we grew up on two different sides. Like
Right.
Weezy was the Nunu.
Right.
Weezy lived in a fucking mansion and went over to
Right.
the ghetto with her pink hair and
Oh,
grill.
right. She got a shake snatch?
She had a pink. Yeah. So Weezy grew
Everybody
up.
called me that.
Weezy,
Oh, yeah?
literally Weezy's nickname in Orlando was Nunu.
I
because-
used to get the funny thing about it. We talked about it a little bit on my mom's episode, but I used to get embarrassed of how big my house was because
Yeah.
I didn't feel included with the white
She had a
kids in my
fucking
school.
movie theater in her house growing up.
I knew the white kids in my school didn't fuck with me because I was too black.
Right.
Some of the black kids might have thought I was too white, but even when I got accepted by black kids, I was like, I can't show them where I live.
Yeah, and so that was.
I had a skip party, and everybody was like, "Oh,
and
nah,
aside
bitch."
from her, I was on the opposite side. I grew up in a single parent household.
Right.
I grew up like Section 8, food stamps, all of that.
Right,
And then my schools, there's only 3 in Orlando that are all black. I went to 2 of them. I graduated from Evans High School, which is 98% black. And I also went to
98%
Oak Ridge.
black?
Oh, yeah. If you look, I think the other 2% is other. Like,
So Chinese kids.
no. And then I went to Oak Ridge, which was predominantly black and Latina.
Right.
So, I mean, we both grew up on different sides of
Yeah,
Orlando, but
that's kinda
Orlando has
crazy.
the hood. And
Yeah.
so,
No. Like the hood showed me mad love, bro.
oh yeah, because, you know, at one point she was honey Crip. She was gang banging with the Crips.
But I never went to white clubs in Orlando. I swear to God, that's the fun. No,
Oh no,
white
we
clubs.
were 15, 16 with fake IDs going to fucking
My
Taboo.
roommate
Icons.
James, who we had on, all of my friends joke and be like, oh, Weezy need her shit, because like I'll go out with them to white clubs in Orlando and I'll be like, I'm done. I'm ready for my niggas. I'm ready to go. I need my friends home. I need like any black people that are in Orlando. I just feel connected. I can't walk down the street downtown where it's not love, and in New York, it's totally not like that.
No, absolutely.
New
It's-
York is very like
It's everything. It's everything.
Yeah.
And I think, I guess for my last resolution, and I'll do this fast as we wrap up. I mean, I honestly just kind of, I would like to find I'm not saying this in a boyfriend way, but I would like to find a swinging partner. So as far as,
She's like, not in a boyfriend way. I'm like, so bitch, what?
if it turns into a boyfriend, I would love it, but I would like to have a partner where I could go to the sex clubs or swingers parties.
You should get on Tinder.
Wait, now is that boy? I don't know what you want to call him, but is he also engaging in individual sex with just you?
Well, actually, it's
that's
someone
a good
that
question.
someone that he's engaging in sex with me, but I kind of want to watch more. I don't have a guy that I've ever been able to really
So
watch
when you
him
say
fuck
you're
other
looking
girls.
for the swinging
Someone
partner,
to go with.
And
no,
that's
wait.
it?
Not just you and him having sex too. That's what Preacher's asking.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
on your
could
own
have,
spare time.
we
yeah.
could have sex. I mean, but I probably wouldn't want to have sex with him. I want to go to these parties and clubs
Really?
with him.
But not.
Yeah.
But okay. But then the lonely
like-
nights you could call them too.
Well, yeah, I got a lot of those though.
Oh, you want to find someone just for that?
I want to find
for that.
someone literally who is.
Because you said even if it turns into a boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
if he turns into a boyfriend and we connect on that level, cool. But even going to the sex club for the first time with my homegirl, I want to know that I could go with a man and we could share these experiences. I can watch him
And it not
get
be
his dick
weird.
sucked and
Got
it
it.
not be weird. Yeah. And so that's kind of something that I would be
you
interested
know what
in
I think?
finding.
Like, so it's funny. This me and you are different on this part. I would want someone like that I'm with, only because I think that you kind of assume. And tell me if I'm wrong. That if
you
like-
always wrong when you assume anything about me.
I'm
so.
saying. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
You've made a lot of comments about threesomes and how you don't have them with people you're with. So
Right.
a lot of the things that you've said, like when you're emotionally attached to somebody, I feel like you think that those things will be brought into a swinging or a threesome or an orgy type situation. Do you? Because
What is the question?
like, do you think that if you like someone too deeply, that it could be a problem? Because you said you can watch them suck dick and it's no.
Right. I don't think it would be a problem, but I know that I've had this conversation with people a lot of times, and there's a lot of things that would be a limit to me because men can't see me fuck another guy. Men don't want to see me involved with
got
this.
it.
And so when it comes to a relationship, I feel like it's going to put more halts or restrictions on me.
Right.
And so that's why I would want it to go this way, to
get
where we're
that.
both not restricted. Even if emotions grow from it, that would be cool too. But yeah. And so yeah, those are resolutions
Wait, we
for the
should
new
make
year.
one for us.
Both of y'all.
Yeah.
For the podcast itself?
Yes. Wait. I'll ask you. What would you like to see change? And I actually,
that'd be a great question for everybody.
I want to leave a comment under here,
man.
guys.
Cutting each other off. They gonna say.
What would you like for us to change going into 2018 about horrible decisions? Whether what you would like us to change in a negative light, or what you would like to see us add to the show.
I'm a risk taker, so I want you guys to even go even further. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to really...
nigga, that's what...
Nah, but I mean...
Preach, get in the cut.
Well, duh.
I mean, like, let's take it to a certain level. Like, let's
Well,
What do you say that? What do you mean?
That was pretty vague.
what is something like, oh, man, like, guess that... you guys...
Oh, you're talking about from a guest perspective. Okay.
Yeah, in
okay.
a guest perspective, like, a dominatrix coming with their actual...
Slave.
You wasn't here. You wasn't here for.
No. But that is some next level shit.
Oh wait, a dominatrix coming with their slave.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm like. Shit like that.
You know what I
getting
want to do
both
more? I want to
perspectives.
have more couples on.
Oh well, I
would love to do some
and
interventions.
I have a couple that throws the actual sex clubs. They already agreed to come on.
I'm talking about, I want to have an episode where there's two couples. If you guys are in New York and you exist, maybe either about to break up or one wants the other to do more shit sexually. And here we are like Jerry Springer, knowing what the secret is, right? And we're sitting here interviewing Katie and we're like, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Mark has something to tell you.
I hate you. So, okay. I guess for me, honestly, and this...
That gotta be. I'm sorry, but that gotta be for the freaking
live show.
No, for the
For what? For Patreon?
Patreon.
Yeah,
That's gotta
we
be
gonna
for
say some shit.
Yeah,
Patreon.
that's
No,
gotta
they
be
got to get better shit.
We're gonna give y'all
for
some
this time.
good ass shit on Patreon.
man.
Something that I honestly would like to change in 2018, and I guess it's gonna be more so on a personal level. Me and Weezy don't hang out. Me and Weezy don't have a relationship outside of this podcast.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
And we don't hang out. Both of our circles are completely different. And I think for 2018, I'll bring you to the more urban crowd.
We should try to commit to not one a month, but like one every 45 days.
Well, even my roommate suggested that we even meet on a monthly basis to make sure we're on the same page. So there's just a lot of behind the scenes with this, and we want to keep it going because both of us have such strong passion for this podcast that for 2018, I would like to possibly build a better relationship with Weezy off of the podcast.
I think it'll make for better episodes.
Yeah, and it's not there. And so that's probably something
It's
in 2018.
so funny when like we're thinking about like Lipstick Alley when the girl's like, God, I hope they keep it up because I know they're gonna break up. And it's like, I think that sometimes we assume keeping personal lives out of it is gonna make the show good. And then that one Patreon episode where it sucked. It was very obvious that because we have no friendship, it was like, oh, fuck it, whatever.
Not only
because
that,
if you don't care about what the other person's saying, or you try not to care about the other person's life, it comes across.
Well, not only that, I think it's also things are said on the show out of assumptions or out of what we knew about each other 5 years ago. So even on the episode that where we did the recap, you were like, well, bitch, we can do a live show because you fly out for dick. And I was like, actually, I don't do that anymore.
I was joking.
As often. Right, but, you know... It can come out some way.
Dog, you want me to tell no jokes about you being a hoe, and I'm sorry, I can't not call you.
You can
wait,
tell
we gotta
the
go.
jokes.
People outside for this next shit.
You
People
got
outside.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, but yeah. I think that we're gonna work on
longer
it.
Episodes, I guess, could be. Actually, I don't know if I could do an hour and a half.
No, bro. When Timmy came on, we kind of ran out of breath.
He was just so good looking. I was all right.
You was ready to suck his dick, but hop on the elevator,
Bitch, I slide in
going
them
up.
DMs about that Lee show. Hey.
Hey, anyways, guys, again, we want to thank you so very much. Thank you guys who are patrons on our Patreon account. That is really what's going to push us over the edge for 2018.
And I'm like, appreciate that. I know like $5 is nothing to some of you and maybe a lot to some of you, but like just knowing that you're paying us for the content you receive and supporting us, like, I had a girl tell me she's paying $5 a month and hasn't listened to one of the bonus episodes yet. She's like, I just do it because I want y'all to have something from me.
Yeah, so
I enjoy what you do.
It's really great. And you guys can go ahead and become members on that at Patreon, patreon.com/horrible decisions.
We are going to try to, for 2018, have a lot more of advertisement going on, and we're going to start connecting you to our manager at some point in time, and you can discuss rates. And if some of you have businesses and want to do profits of your sales as well on the show, like
we're really looking out to all different. Hey, we're looking at all different avenues, and so
just
I want to
imagine one
thank
day
you.
it'll be 3 years later, and we don't have to do none of this shit. We don't even have to talk about it.
I know.
Come on, Blue Apron.
Anyways, guys, this has been yet another episode of Horrible Decisions. Signing out for 2017.
Bye.